Bula, Malele, Talofa and Welcome to Season 6, Episode 67 of Breakfast Bites by TEIVOVOsports.com. A wrap of Pasifika People's sports news on a bright and sunny Monday morning, 11th September 2023. Coming to you with tons of hanisi from the 180th meridian in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Rugby was the winner this morning in the game between Wales and Fiji in Bordeaux, and as the commentator said, there may never be a better game in Rugby World Cup 2023. Other Rugby World Cup results overnight: Japan 43-12 over Chile, South Africa 18-3 over Scotland, and in the last game of the first round, Wales 32, Fiji 26 at Bordeaux this morning. In background buzz at the end of this podcast, I dive into the Fiji versus Wales test in Bordeaux, so stick around. In Rugby League, a Kalen Ponga penalty goal late in the second period of extra time has given the Knights a thrilling 30-28 win over the Raiders. Ponga was outstanding again for Newcastle, and it was his boot which proved the difference after his side was awarded an 89th minute penalty 10 metres out when Hudson Young was ruled to be offside in an attempt to stop a potential field goal. After securing their 10th consecutive win, the Knights will progress to the second week of the finals for the first time since 2013. They will travel to Auckland to take on the New Zealand Warriors next Saturday in another do-or-die game. Okay, so the NRL funny season has started early. The Daily Telegraph is reporting that the NRL Integrity Unit is investigating an image showing one of the game's highest profile players, Cowboys star Valentine Holmes, in a photo uploaded on his own Instagram account with what appears to be a bag of white powder. And in tennis, Coco Gauff is the Queen of New York. The 19-year-old produced a stunning comeback yesterday morning to defeat world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, in the US Tennis Open Women's Final. In doing so, Gauff became the first American teenager to win the Grand Slam since Serena Williams in 1999, sparking wild celebrations from the Arthur Ashe Stadium crowd. Gauff did it tough after Sabalenka blasted her off the court in the first set. The American teen then flipped the match on its head, which saw Sabalenka fall apart as Gauff won 2-6, 6-3, 6-2. In combat sports, thank God for child abuse, childhood trauma, and repressed memories. You got me to where I needed to be. Dad, you're a effing awesome man. All the years of abuse. You really made me the man I am today. If it wasn't for this UFC belt, I'm sure I would have committed some random act of violence and been locked up for killing someone. So thanks, UFC. All that from new UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland after his unanimous points decision win over Kiwi Nigerian Israel Adesanya in UFC 293 at Qantas Bank Stadium in Sydney yesterday. Okay, so in background buzz today, I dive right into the Fiji versus Wales test from earlier this morning. Rugby was the winner in Bordeaux last night, and there may never be a better game in Rugby World Cup 2023. Yeah, it was a good game. We had 2 or 3 scoring chances, 2 disallowed. We got a bonus point, so we have to get on with the job. Everything is quite emotional. Really proud of the boys. Well done to Wales. PG Water Flying Fijians head coach Simon Raivalui. The last pass, man. Fiji captain Waisea Nayadalevu reflecting on that pass to Semi Randrandra in the last play of the game that fell just short of finding its mark and a possible Fiji win. Wales was very lucky this morning. Under a period of sustained pressure by the Flying Fijians inside their 22-meter red zone, there were 4 yellow cards against Wales before the ref gave them a warning for repeated infringements. 4 yellow cards. Should have seen at least a team warning earlier and possibly even a red. Another relevant comment by a rugby expert is that maybe Fiji should have tried to break the Wales line more rather than go to another phase, like how Tuisova scored. So Wales came away with a foot in the door, making the quarters at Rugby World Cup 2023, while Fiji and Australia will know exactly where they stand next weekend at St. Etienne. I thought that overall all the Fijian Drua players played well, and Botia and Tuisova had the required impact when they came on. The key match stats and some of my observations on some of the Fiji players. On attack, the Flying Fijians enjoyed 61% of possession and 65% of territory, with over 1,000 meters of ball carries, double Wales, and 133 rucks and mauls won, again triple that of Wales. In defense, Wales had to make 237 tackles against only 62 by Fiji. Wales conceded 17 penalties against only 9 by Fiji, and we won all 7 of our scrums. Unbelievable stats for a Flying Fijians team. Fullback Elisandro Sese had a solid game with 19 carries for 157 meters, although he kicked the ball back to Wales twice early instead of mounting a raid with his outside backs and the field wide open. Right wing Celestino Ravutaumanda was lively as usual, running for 111 meters and winning a key restart with an acrobatic bat back from which Fiji scored. Marked down on D and gave away a penalty for a high shot. Centre and captain Waisea Nayadalevu, inspirational and solid game again from the skipper, one of the emerging stars of this Rugby World Cup 2023. Scored a brilliant, bustling try and caused Wales problems every time he got the ball. Inside centre, Semi Randrandra, solid game again from Randrandra, reaffirming his status as one of the stars of world rugby. Caused Wales problems every time he got the ball with 15 carries for a game-high 160 meters. Double the best Welsh player. Great centre pairing with Nayadalevu. Fly half Teti Tela. The fly half for Fiji generally had a solid game against Wales. His main blemish is that he took 3 shots at goal and missed 2, leaving 5 points out on the field. This forced halfback Lomani to take over the kicking, which had the downstream effect of the coaches having to hold off injecting Kuruvoli into the game because they lose their kicker. Interestingly, halfback Frank Lomani made 47 passes in the 53 minutes that he was on the field, and replacement Simeone Kuruvoli came on, and in the 28 minutes that he was on, Kuruvoli made 44 passes. Maybe we need to try Frank Lomani at fly half to kick the goals, as he slotted 3 out of 3 against Wales, and slot in Kuruvoli at halfback. Number 8, Viliame Mata, another huge shift from the big man from Edinburgh, leading Fiji's carries with 22 for 108 meters run and 6 tackles. As head coach Simon Raivalui said in the after-match media conference, all the replacements came on and accelerated the game, with wing Joshua Tuisova and prop Misaki Ndonge both scoring tries that got Fiji back in the game late. One final key point. Australia achieved a bonus point win against Georgia, while Fiji managed 2 bonus points for scoring 4 tries and finishing within 7 points of Wales. How important will those bonus points be after next weekend remains to be seen. And that's a wrap. For TEIVOVOsports.com, I'm Kaldan Khmer. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons below if you want to receive more Pasifika sports highlights on Breakfast Bites. Mahalo, Kakite, and thank you all too much for your love and support.